Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are back with another Plan With Me video, and this Plan With Me is actually for the week of May 1st through to May 7th, which is actually the week that King Charles was coronated. And of course that is the reason that I'm using this beautiful kit from Plannerface called Street Party. I had purchased this kit a little while ago with, I don't even know what in mind, like backyard summer barbecue or something like that. And then when I got the art, I realized that there was like clip art in it that had like a crown and things like that, and I thought I could use it for like a child's birthday party or something along those lines. But then the more that I looked at the clip art, I realized how kind of like traditionally English it was. Like there was nods to England everywhere. So when I was looking through my kit collection for a kit that would significantly mark, or significantly, I guess, represent the week of the King's coronation, I figured that this would probably be the most appropriate kit to use based on what I had in my collection. I didn't really have anything else that was suitable, and I didn't want to go ahead and order something specifically for this week, so I decided to just use what I already had, and then to bring in as much of those like English elements as I possibly could to make it focus even more on that kind of King's coronation, England, that sort of thing. And I guess the color scheme is also very English in that it's, blues and reds and whites and things like that. So I don't know. I just figured that this kit was appropriate. I do bring in, as you can see me trying to sort of struggle with at the moment, I did bring in a Simply Gilded washi. And I wanted to be brave and bold and use this because I have had this washi for the longest time. I think it was like a 4th of July washi tape, and it has been sitting there gathering gathering dust for the longest time. And I just basically looked at it and I figured that if I didn't use it for this spread, I didn't know if or when I would ever use it. And I think it's really pretty, so I really wanted to use it. It's not quite the right blue for this spread. It's actually a little bit brighter. But I did end up buying some blue, like sparkly foil to overlay over the headers and things like that to bring in more of that pop of blue. And the reason that I wanted to use it was because I guess whilst this washi tape was made to be like patriotic, I guess, because it's, to represent the 4th of July, there's the blue for one, and then there's like the stars and things like that. And I don't know, I just looked at it and I was like, YOLO, this is what I'm going to use. So I used it. But I am really happy with how this spread turned out. I don't know, I go through these weird random stages. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I go through these stages where like I really, really love the spreads that I do and my handwriting in the spreads and the way that I've like balanced my handwriting with like script stickers. And then I've got other spreads where I just love to write like all handwriting, no script stickers. And then, there's obviously spreads where I do them and I use as many script stickers as I can and kind of try to minimize my handwriting. But this spread is very much a kind of a balance, and I really, really love how it turned out. And I wish that all of my spreads could look this good, because obviously for anyone who has been in the planner community for a while, you know that we all have our ups and our downs. We have our spreads that are our least favorite. We have our spreads that are our favorites. And I've been trying to focus really hard on not like getting myself down if I do a spread and it doesn't turn out the way that I wanted it to turn out, because like I honestly get so caught up in it that I literally like want to throw away my planner and start again. And obviously that's not feasible. I'm not going to do that because of the memories and things like that. So I just keep pushing through. But it does definitely make it easier to be in a situation where you don't really want to use your planner anymore. And I've kind of had a few of those moments this year. So it's been really nice to just really enjoy looking back doing voiceovers on some of my older spreads and realizing like how much I actually loved the spread once it was done. At the moment you will see that I'm laying down the base, so I did opt to use a hollow foil underlay or bougie box, if you will, from Girl Boss Anna. I've had some bougie tapes from her for like, again, forever. That I'm trying to use, but then I'm also now in my head, because I've been trying to use them so much, I'm at a point where I'm really low and I don't know where I'm going to get tape from anymore because I feel like I can't find these overlay tapes anywhere anymore. So if anyone happens to know of any stores that still stocks these and has them readily available, please let me know, because I'm in dire need of some gold. I'm in dire need of some silver. And I think even my holo is getting a little bit scarce now. So definitely in need. I think I did say that this week was the week of May 1st through to May 7th. I don't think a lot happened. I'm kind of sitting in a dark corner at the moment doing this voiceover, because I think in the scheme of things, doing voiceovers is probably my least favorite part of this process. And I have so much footage that's raw, ready to be edited. And then obviously once I edit, I have to voiceover. And I think there's so much, it's so daunting, and I've kind of been putting it off. And then I get like on a roll and I'll upload a couple of videos and then I'll like die off again, and then I'll upload some more videos and then die off again. And I don't know, I think I'm just at a point where it's overwhelming and it's really bothering me, because I've actually filmed spreads up until I think September now. So what is it? Today I'm doing this voiceover. It is November 22nd. It's absolutely insane that I'm doing a voiceover for May, but I have filmed up until September. So like I said, I've got all of this content that's ready and raring to go, but I just don't want to do it. So I'm kind of trying to take it easy with myself and do them kind of as I want to, because otherwise I'm just going to get burnt out and I won't want to do anything. But it does make me a little bit sad, because Christmas is my favorite time of year, and obviously it being November 22nd, we're a week and a bit out from December spreads, which means Christmas spreads. And so it makes me a little sad that I'm super behind. So we will see what happens. Hopefully I can catch up a little bit more than May, but no promises. Anywho, here we are here. I'm just kind of experimenting with the sidebar column. I don't know what I'm going to do moving into 2024. I've gotten a different planner, so it's going to be interesting to see how I do my sidebars next year. And obviously having to readjust to a new planner, that's going to be interesting. I find that the first couple of spreads are always kind of hit and miss, because you don't really know about the spacing or how you want to do anything. So yeah, lots to think about. But for this particular sidebar, I did do like a little top deco corner piece where I used my favorite little paint splodges from Plannerface, and then I've used some deco from the kit and one of the squared off boxes from the kit as well. And then I use some full boxes, and I go ahead and pop down some things for the week. So generally, depending on the space that I have available, I record my socials, and then if there was anything important or memorable on that week, I'll also pop that in the sidebar. So in this spread, I have tracked my socials, and this again was back when I was reading. So I have noted down that I was reading a book called Lies, which was part of the Gone series that I was reading all the way through the early months of this year. And then in just a moment, we are going to go ahead and jump into the day by day. So let's go ahead and start with Monday. The first thing that I go ahead and mark is that it was a day off. So I actually had this particular day or Monday off. I've then marked that to start my day off, it was a Monday. Mondays are always the worst day of the week. And to make it even worse, I was bringing some laundry, like this huge pile of laundry down from upstairs, and I'm only kind of a little girl. And our steps don't have a handrail, and because I had so much washing in my hand, I couldn't really see the steps. So I was kind of judging the steps on like where I like I was kind of, this probably doesn't make sense, but I was kind of scooting along the wall, taking it step by step and kind of going down the stairs sideways. And I got to the bottom two steps, and I looked down and I could see the floor, and I was like, oh, I'm at the bottom. So I'll just like step down onto the bottom. Little did I realize that at that moment in time, my depth perception skills were going to fail me, because I actually ended up stepping down and I missed two entire stairs. So when my foot landed on the ground, it like my knee buckled, my ankle rolled, and I fell knee first onto the slate floor. So we have slate floors in our living room and in our like dining kitchen area, and I landed knee first on the slate. And it was one of those moments where it all happened so fast, but like so ridiculously slow. Like I remember throwing the washing up in the air. I remember like my knee hitting the ground. I remember just like collapsing onto the floor in searing pain because like this sharp pain shot up my knee into like my hip and up my body, and I just like laid on the floor. So meanwhile, the slate floor is freezing cold. I think I was only wearing like a cotton shirt that I'd worn to bed. So I had nothing but this cotton shirt and my underwear on, and I just laid like in all my half nakedness on the floor on the cold slate, crying because I was in so much pain. I kind of then had to compose myself because I was like, what if like I've dislocated my kneecap, or what if I've shattered my kneecap, or what if something's broken? And I was home by myself. My husband was at work. I was like, what the hell am I going to do? Like, I need to force myself to get up. So I laid down, I stopped crying. I kind of pulled on my big girl panties, metaphorically speaking. And I got up, and there was like tingling in my knee. Like there was just, it was like numbness. And thankfully, nothing ended up being broken, but I did spend the rest of the day on the couch with my leg elevated with an ice pack on it, feeling sorry for myself. I didn't really get much bruising, which I found quite surprising, but I did for some time, like even now, like in November, I can't like crouch or kneel or do anything on my knee for a long period of time because there's still like a sensitivity there. So I have no doubt that I did something. I don't know what I did, because obviously if it's hurting, however many months later, I've obviously done something not so great. But very, very lucky that, I didn't shatter or break or, yeah. So that's how I started off my day. It was a Monday. That's how I started my week. It's how I started my day off. Like, it was just not great. I then went ahead and marked that it was May. And then I've marked that I watched a movie called The Starling, which is such a great movie. It's a long movie. It's a very emotional, sad movie. Bit of a trigger warning movie, but really, really good movie if you are interested in that. Then I watched Purple Hearts. Again, another sad, emotional movie. It did move me, but it was also really good. Highly recommend that as well. And then I just marked that I had some coffee and I had a bit of a TikTok binge. On Tuesday, I did mark that I had work. And okay, so on Tuesday, I don't know what just happened there. On Tuesday, I started off the day marking that I had work, and then I got a random Shopify order to my store, so I've marked that in as well. I've then marked having some Twitch hangs after work, and that I did a little bit of a tidy up before having some potato, salad, and chicken tenders for dinner. And then that night we were watching Supernatural. Wednesday was an office day, so I worked from the office that day. And then I have marked that it was a long ass day, because it was. A lot of my office days have been really, really long. They still are. I hate them. But can't complain too much because I only have to go in once per week. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. I then marked that I had a cup of coffee when I got home and did some laundry. And then again, I did have my tenders, potato, and salad for dinner. And then once again, we finished off Wednesday night by watching Supernatural. Over onto Thursday, I finally caught up. It wasn't an eventful week. Like, Monday was the most eventful week, but like eventful day, not week. Most eventful day of the week, but not in a good way. So we're kind of at the back end of the week, and again, not much really kind of happened. But on Thursday, I did mark that the tree guy came out because we had a beautiful jacaranda at the front of our house, but we'd been told that it was going into the plumbing. It was growing like unevenly, so it was causing our like hedges at the front to grow uneven, and they weren't getting the nutrients that they needed to grow properly, so we had like a gap in our hedges, and it was just a mess. It was growing into the power lines. I wanted to keep it. I wanted to get it pruned, but because of how quickly they grow, the guy was like, no, I recommend that you get rid of it. So my husband got rid of it. So I marked bye-bye tree. I was very sad, still am. And then I had work. Then I marked that I logged off early because I had to go to a sleep appointment, because this was back at that time when I was getting all my health checked out. And I had to go and do a sleep test to rule out sleep apnea as part of my sleeping issues because of my polycystic ovaries and them just wanting to rule out, all possibilities of, why I'm not sleeping and why my body is doing the things that it's doing and not doing the things that it should be doing. So we went to the sleep appointment and I marked that. After the appointment, we went and had Mad Mex for lunch. I got a coffee and then we came home, we chilled out with the dogs, and then I had to go to bed early. I think I had to be in bed by like 10 o'clock, like at the latest. And when I say in bed by 10 o'clock, I had to have like all of the sleep test cables, all of the like sensors, I don't know what they're called, all the little electrodes and stuff connected to me and in bed, resting, switched off by 10. So I finished off Thursday by marking that. It was not comfortable, let me tell you. Then on Friday, I have marked work, and then I marked that I had to actually return the sleep test kit because they only had limited ones, and they needed it back because they were quite busy. So I had to basically have an early lunch at work and take the kit back to them. On the way home, I did pick myself up some McDonald's coffee, and then I marked that I was exhausted because the sleep that I had was so restless. I don't know how they expect you to have a proper, decent sleep with all of those electrodes and things connected to you, because it was not comfortable at all. I couldn't roll over. I couldn't do anything I would normally do. It was terrible. I then marked that I went and did a post office trip after work, and then when I got back from the post office, I did play some Sims, and then Friday night I pulled some stickers and we watched Ocean's 8. On to Saturday, I have put a little crown at the top of the day to mark the king's coronation. I did realize here I started putting things I forgot about putting the coronation. So you'll see me in a minute rip things up and fix the order of everything. But the first thing that I was going to mark was the king's coronation. I just didn't write it in for some reason. I must have forgot, and I didn't obviously have any stickers for it. But that's what that is. And then I did mark filming, and then I came downstairs and organized and kind of played with some stickers after that. Then I marked that I had a Plan With Me binge and that my football team played that night and won against the team that they were playing against. And then that evening we watched Scream, but I've kind of left a gap as if I don't remember what Scream we watched, but we watched one of the Screams. So I put that. And then finally on to Sunday, I marked at the top of the day there that I had to rest and recharge. So I pretty much didn't do anything. I just relaxed, had a really lazy, easy morning. I then marked having some coffee, and then hubby and I did a Supernatural binge watch. I marked that I did some tidying up. I marked that I did some washing. Then I used a little esky or a cooler sticker to mark that we chilled, because I thought that was so funny. It's a chiller or a cooler, so it's cold, and chill, so we chilled. Anyway, clearly I think I'm hilarious. And then I finished out the day by marking that I had a shower. People, don't stress, I do have showers regularly, but this was one of those days where I didn't have anything else to mark, and I was like, what am I going to put on this sticker? So I decided to mark that I had a shower. And generally Sunday nights are my self-care showers, where I'll do shaving and exfoliating and hair washing and all of that. So I was like, you know what, let's just finish off Sunday by marking that I had a shower. But anyway, that concludes this week's Plan With Me. Like I said, I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. The colors are very bold and vibrant, but overall, I'm really, really happy with the fact that I chose this kit for the coronation week, and I don't know, really happy with how it turned out. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'm going to leave it here for another week. I hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye!